Hey folks, I'm going to talk to you today. Hopefully this is coming through. I have no idea on the audio. It's going to be muffled, I'm sure, because I'm in my helmet. I want to talk to you today generally about how it is to live with this Ducati Monster 821 Quickshifter. A lot of people have questions and they don't know. And obviously, if you don't have the bike and have the Quickshifter, then you don't know for sure. And I don't know if there's a lot of videos out there or not, but I'm going to just go over some simple riding with the Quickshifter and what it's like to use, and how you use it in the daily life. So I'm going to do a loop and talk about it. You can watch my hand. Hopefully my hand is clear on the shifter over here. And I'm just going to do this loop and show you what I have learned over 2 years of using this. I'm going to use the Quickshifter to downshift. This bike has a slipper clutch, so you can be revving up higher in the RPM and downshift, but you don't want to go too crazy with that. You can use your Quickshifter, and it doesn't have to be full throttle shifts, but it works the best when you're full throttle. That's what it was designed for, and that's what it's designed to work the best and give you the most benefit of the very quick shifts, like a dual clutch transmission on a really high performance car. I would think like a Nissan GTR. But let's see here. I'm gonna downshift. I'm just pushing down on the shifter, and it's helpful because this bike has a gear indicator right here, and I always look at that when I'm downshifting. There, and you get these nice burbles usually in first or second gear when you de-accelerate and use your Quickshifter. Normally it does not make those little burble sounds. I'm going to run through the gears real quick. You don't have to be 100% throttle to use your Quickshifter. You can use it most of the time if you want to. Look, I'm going to use it right here. It's just not as great, and it's not what the Quickshifter is really designed for. It's not going to be that you never have to use your clutch when you ride a bike with a Quickshifter. I mean, I guess you could if that's just your ultimate goal. But I use my clutch probably 90% of the time that I ride. It's just I've been riding for 48 years, or 47, 45 years, and I'm just used to using a clutch. Those were clutchless downshifts. Clutchless upshifts. It really boogies, man. When you're 95 to 100% throttle and you use your Quickshifter, it's just seamless, very quick, ultra quick shifts, and it just keeps your momentum going forward with no slack in the power as you pull the clutch in and reduce the throttle input. It's a very cool feeling, a very unique sound. But like I said, I don't use it all that much, but when I do, I like to have it. 95 to 100% throttle, no pulling the clutch in whatsoever. And if you don't do this often and use it a lot, I mean, it's you have to train yourself to force yourself to not pull the clutch in. If you use it a lot, then it becomes second nature. But for me, I don't use it all that often, so I have to really focus on not pulling in the clutch. But sometimes the bike won't let me downshift. It will refuse a downshift. I'll really push on the downshifter, and it will not allow me to push it down. It's like the bike has a mind of its own. But you don't have to be doing 100% throttle, 100% throttle to use it. You can do it at 50, 60, 70, 80%. But I don't think that the bike really likes it when you shift it, 20%, 30%, 40%. It just shifts better and more seamlessly the higher, the percentage that you're using the throttle. So that, that might be helpful to some people to whether they want to get one. I recommend going with the Ducati brand shifter. It just works seamlessly, plugs in to the ECU, and on maybe some of the bikes you have to program that. You have to actually turn that feature on, because before I got my Ducati Quickshifter, I saw it in the menu in my display. You can go and you can see the Ducati Quickshifter is in the menu. It has to be turned on. Well, that was with my bike, so this is a 2020 Monster 821. Then you had to take it into the dealership and have them actually hook a laptop up to it, run their software, sync it to the bike, and actually turn that feature on. I bought my Ducati Quickshifter, put it in, and the dealership was kind of like, yeah, just go out and use it. And so I put it on, plugged it in, used it, and did my first hard shift, and it didn't work right. It was not good. I don't think it was good for the motorcycle. So I called them up, and I was like, hey man, I don't think my quick shifter's working, because that's the last thing you want to do is haul ass and you use supposedly your quick shifter and have it not working and slam the gears and damage your very, very expensive transmission. And so, I called them up and I talked to them, and they were like, Brian, let's look at it a little bit more. And they did a little more research, and they said, that is correct. You need to bring it in, and we need to turn that on. This is a great Ducati dealership, the AMS Ducati Dallas. Very, very knowledgeable. But it's hard to know everything about every motorcycle. So, I understand. And this was an older model, because I bought this bike into 2023. And this is a 2020, so they have to keep up with all the latest bikes and the newest stuff and the older bikes. So, I cut people a break sometimes. I'm not often, but I do try to be flexible here and there. So they, with the problems that I had, they did the turning on of that for free because of the situation, and I raised a little bit of heck with them, and they were like, okay, well, we'll do a warranty issue with that. At the same time, your rear brake warranty or the recall, and we'll just go ahead and turn it on, because we have to hook the computer up anyways. So I was like, that's great. And they did. So I'm very thankful that I have it. It was, I think, close to $325 for the Quickshifter. And again, I think it was worth it. And so you just have to weigh that upon yourself of how much you're going to use it and get the value out of it. I think if I just use it 10% of the time, I still think it's worth having it on there, because it is so much fun when you do use it. And so you'll just have to decide whether you want to do that or not. I know other companies make quick shifters, but like I said, I would probably stick with the Ducati Quickshifter with the Ducati motorcycle, because it is already programmed. It speaks well to the ECU and functions well. The Quickshifter, let me give you one more quick shift pull. Now, I'm not going to be 100% throttle. can be, sometimes I do use my clutch to downshift, but if you're, I find that if you're high in the low in the RPM, it's not necessarily good to use the downshifter. That's when it gets confused. It likes you to be a little bit higher in the RPM. See, I downshifted there, used the clutch, but now when you get down to the range where you actually need a downshift, release the throttle, and you can do a clutchless downshift. Pretty cool, man. I definitely like it. It's definitely not an add-on to completely make the bike a clutchless bike, period. You still got to use your clutch, and I do most of the time, as I've stated before. But you can use your clutchless upshift. See, I'm just doing it right now. I'm not full throttle, but there's certain times you don't want to use that, and you will see if you get one where you can and where you don't really want to use it. Like right now, release the throttle, I can downshift. Yeah, so you just got to buy it, play with it, learn it, but we'll just top it off. It's basically, the purpose of the Quickshifter is for the performance advantage, the race advantage, the clutchless, dual clutch-like quickness of the shifter. So just buying it to just put around on it is kind of pointless. I mean, I guess you could look at it, there is a way, the reason to get it if you have that. But the main purpose is to be, when you're hauling ass, 95, 100% throttle, that's where the device shines the most and you get the most out of it. Watch, hopefully you can see my speedometer and my tachometer, and you can see the how it functions when I'm downshifting. We're gonna do it one more time. Of course, the car will pull out in front of you, so you got to be really alert, paying attention, because you can outride your brakes, and then when you outride your brakes, you're going to crash. Well, you're going to crash when you need to stop and you can't stop. I'm going to try to take a little bit better corner up here if the traffic on the other side of the road kind of cancels out. Coming up to a turn, you're racing around, you want to use your Quickshifter to downshift. That's not a cop. There you go. Very, very cool. I think it's a big bonus. I like mine. Yeah, that's my video. Hopefully we found some of this content helpful. There's my wonderful dog that loves to bark at this motorcycle, and man, it helps you to decide if you want to get one. I know the newest Monsters, the 2023, 24, maybe the 25, they come, a couple of those will come with the Quickshifter, and I'm sure it functions the same way, but I cannot confirm since I don't have a 2023, 2024, 2025 Monster, but I would be pretty certain that they function and work exactly the same. But thanks for watching. Have a great day. Appreciate you. And check back for more content, okay? Bye-bye. Scares the dog.